What's up guys, Kayla here, welcome back to another game on the Gwenology account. This time we're up against Aatrox. Runes should be on screen now, and if you end up enjoying the video, be sure to like, sub, comment something about a bell. It really helps out a lot, and let's get into this. So this lane is very easy, and because it's so easy, I decided to take First Strike and Cashback to try to accelerate my economy. For those that watch me a lot, you know I love First Strike, and even though it's a little bit worse in the jungle to the point where I'm probably going to start using Hail of Blades, it's very powerful in the top lane against certain matchups like Camille and Aatrox, for example. Things that have very telegraphed all-in timers being like Aatrox Qs, Camille prepping her true damage Q, and her little attack on Titan Swing. So when the effects are telegraphed, you can usually dash out of the way with your E, or you can prep a Q and trade hits, and if it's at the same exact time, the First Strike will proc, you're going to get 15 gold, and that's worth a caster minion, which is super awesome for early game. The downside is it gives you much less gold later in the game, but gold early is so much better because you can work towards your first item, then you can utilize the cashback to work towards your second more efficiently, and it works on top of itself. We're also running triple tonic to give ourselves an extra skill point in our E at level 12, maxing it out at rank 5 at that point, as well as sudden impact for extra damage and a little bit more First Strike income. Even though it's only 50% of the damage, it will add up a little here and there, as well as Cosmic Insight for not alt CD, Spell CD on TP and Ghost, to try to work with the Ghost nerf that kind of not butchered the summoner spell, but made it more in line with the other summoner spells in the game, which Ghost was really OP. And then lastly, Ultimate Hunter to just make sure we have more ults uptime throughout the game. I'm going to go ahead and do a nice cheater recall here. I'm going to end up selling a potion for boots because I just want to get back to lane faster. I don't really want to TP in this situation because the lane is already the wave is already coming back into me, so there's not really a rush to get there. And right here I'm just drinking water using F keys. I'm trying to get better at using F keys, so I figured that's a good time to do it, and this is why I have trust issues. I use my F key to watch my Diana make a sick play, and Ezreal double kill at 3 minutes with 3 kills. So this game is already off to a rocky start. Thankfully, Aatrox did not reset. He's kind of stuck in this lane at this moment. Half HP, we're sitting on Boots and Amp Tome. And we're just able to use our Q and E to get a little First Strike proc. That's 26 gold just for free there. 15 for the initial proc and 11 for all the damage we dealt. We're going to just repeat the process, accidentally autoing a caster there. We wouldn't have gotten the kill, but it would have been nice to maybe get a flash. Right here, I'm just chilling out. I know Aatrox has to TP back if I don't hit this wave. We were 2 melee minions behind in XP because of our reset, but now he is 3 behind, so we're actually 1 melee minion up worth of XP. And right here, we're just going to repeat the same process. I pressed tab there real quick to see what he had, and he had double longsword to my Boots Amp Tome, so he is technically stronger for combat, but with my W, we just kind of invalidate the spells, and even if he does hit us, we have an extra 20-ish armor and an MR. Here I accidentally take a bad trade there. I get hit by his Q, so I'm forced to reset. If I didn't get hit by that Q, I'd be totally fine. The problem there was I wanted to QE him, and it not bugged, but it was like 0.001 seconds away from coming out. Right here, we're in a one-hit scenario, so I just Q into E into the bush, not accidentally doing it too early that time. I was paying attention. And then here, I know that his TP's down. I unfortunately don't push this all the way in time, so I was considering TPing back here, but I just thought to myself, it's gonna be like the slowest slow push ever because the casters were low enough HP. So I was thinking I can save my TP in case these Xin Zhao ganks me and they get a big chunk off on me. We're going to end up finding Xin Zhao on the dragon here, and I'm pinging assistance for my Diana so our Braum can move, but he's just not paying attention to the map to the point where Lucian has to move for him, and our Lucian unfortunately dies as well. And then if you guys look in the left-hand side of your screen right here, just watch what Braum types. Why did you start dragon? I don't know how, but he disabled his minimap to the point where he didn't even know which jungler started it, as well as me pinging for him to rotate. So, you know, classic solo queue game. Ezreal's super fed. He's on the other side of the map. I can't impact that yet. So what we're going to do is try to accelerate ourselves even faster, get a nice little chunk on the Aatrox with our potion. The potions are just so good on Gwen, to be honest. Like, if you can get away with this rune setup, definitely do it. The skill point is amazing. The 20 AP for a minute is really, really good once you hit level 6. And then the first potion doesn't do much of anything. It is 2 melee minions worth of gold almost. So it's nice in the early game, but you're not really, like, thinking about it, right? You're just like, oh, an extra 40 gold. Typically, you don't really think about, like, resetting with the 40 gold in mind. You just kind of have an extra health potion sometimes, or you're just like, oh, I guess I can get an extra Emptom. But anyways, we're going to hit the plate here. We're going to get a recurve bow. I almost forgot the name of that thing. I'm just holding tab here. He has Coldfield's Warhammer and a pickaxe, so he has 35 AD worth of stats from his items, minus his starter. And then I have 25 from Fiendish Codex with some CDR, my armor boots, and attack speed. So I'm just much stronger than this Aatrox right now. Right here, I just do a little first strike proc. He misses his Q2. So I end up going for an all-in here. Not going to get the center spot there. He would have died had it been centered. Accidentally get hit by a little Q there, but again, Aatrox is forced to reset. Xin Zhao is just coming to fix the wave for my, for the Aatrox. And I don't know how, but Xin Zhao didn't see the Diana trying to tower dive the Aatrox, so we're just kind of waiting for our Diana to show up. We're gonna last hit the cannon and then just ghost forward. W his ulti, and then just get a nice little assist for us, plus 150 gold. Now, in any other game, I'd think, okay, this game is over, I'm massively ahead, there's nothing the enemy team can do, but look at that Ezreal bot lane. I believe it just said 5-0. If I wouldn't stop a rapid tapping the tab button. But we're just going to buy an Amptome there because I was a little worried about when Aatrox would show back up. I wasn't sure on his timer because we didn't see him recalling under the enemy tower. So I just get Amptome, and I was going to get refill as well, but I remembered that at level 9 you get your skill pot, and for some reason they still haven't done this. If you have 6 inventory slots completely filled, you're not able to access your skill pot until you sell an item. It is very odd, and I've talked to a rioter, and he thought it was actually a very good quality of life idea to just immediately give you the skill pot at level 9, but they haven't implemented that yet. Just placing a pink ward here, I see how low the Tristana is, and that the wave is pushed in with a cannon. This is a very easy dive. I just need to land my needles. And for one time on this YouTube channel, we actually land our needles, even getting Tristana Flash. But look at my gold. We can only get a Blasting Wand right now, so I'm thinking, all right, I just want to go top. I want to soak some XP, get level... or not level 9. I want to soak some XP in gold, under tower, work towards the Nashers. For some reason, I thought I was still level 8. I know how strong I am. Even though this looks scary, we could just press W if Aatrox decides to throw Qs at us. And then hero of the land, Braum, just top lane, trying to look for something when I ping way in advance that there's a ward in the river. A little jump scare from the Aatrox there. We are 30 CS up and just an insane amount of gold. So we have 30 CS and 263 gold from First Strike procs alone. Like, that is super, super amazing. I believe right now at this moment we would probably only have like maybe 140. So just having an extra 120 gold on top of that in the early game is so, so huge. Because like right now we could recall and have the Nashor's Tooth. But there's some action going on the Rift Herald. I see my ults coming up very soon. I see our Brahms rotating over. This should be an easy kill. Zin's gonna flash out. Braum just needs to jump over and throw Q. He jumps over, misses the Q, and I'm like, okay, the play's done. Ezreal lands a little ult on us. I see Aatrox coming over as well. Me and Diana understand that this Braum is not the sharpest tool in the shed, and we just let him go. Right here, I'm thinking about recalling, but I'm just looking at my gold, and I'm realizing we could utilize the cash back and just get an extra amp tome. I feel like this is pretty greedy of me. Like, I would already be by the inhibitor right now, even walking out of base to tier 2. But I'm going to look for a little fight here. Force the Aatrox to flash. Yeah, looking back, I really should have just recalled, gotten my Nashor's Tooth, and come and soaked half of the wave, because I just waited there for so long. I just wasted a lot of time in for 20 AP. We have a massive lead already, and look at the enemy comp. They have Xin, Tristana, Ezreal, Aatrox. That's 480 champs. These steel caps are doing like mad work, but I end up recalling a bit later. It's a cannon wave, so we don't lose much of anything. I finally ping the dragon, and our Braum realizes that, hey, we should probably stop this one at least. And my team's just getting slowly back into it. Diana picking up a double. Unlocking level 11 here. Just some nice little tower damage. We see that Aatrox has Eclipse when I press tab there, but he's just not even close to us in gold right now. Like, we have tier 2 boots, we have an extra 40 AP from double amp tome, not to mention our starter item. He ends up QEing outside of the field, so we just absolutely chunk him. And that forces a reset from him. But thankfully our ult just came up once that little skirmish ended. We end up not dashing into him because I knew that he was going to attempt to go for that play. Just knock me up under tower, get the healing, possibly the Eclipse proc as well, and then he would have lived. But with that, that's going to be a full cannon wave for us, and then we're going to take this tower. We see Diana on the Rift Herald. We could rotate over if we need to. I'm going to place a ward for safety. It's also a good thing to delay the wave a little bit, because if we were to have pushed that as fast as possible, this wave right here would have been stuck under enemy tower, and it's just a little awkward to farm it. I see Wei coming up. I'm thinking, okay, I could jump into this little bush that I placed the control ward in and then just auto him for free if he loops back around. But he ends up grouping up with his team by the Ezreal and Tristana. So at that point, there's just nothing I can really do for this fight. Remember, I'm the strongest member on my team, so I have the bounty. If I die, it's very, very unfortunate for us, especially if it goes on the Ezreal, because Ezreal's stats are just insane. He has Triforce already. He's stacking his Tear of the Goddess for Mir mana. Lucian's pushing the side lane. It forces Tristana to TP. Alright, again, we're just picking up a nice little cannon wave. We only lose one melee minion while we were gone. I end up laying him recall. I want to just shove this next wave out and then look for a play somewhere. I'm very, very strong, and I just need to shut down this Ezreal before he gets too out of hand for even me. more money in Ezreal's pocket, not a good thing to see. Here I see the way in Ezreal mid. I see my Braum here as well. I'm trying to ping assist me so that we could engage on them potentially. But Braum's just caught out, or not caught out, but he's seen on vision somewhere. I'm thinking, yeah, let's go for this. But the play's just too slow. Like, my Braum should have moved a lot sooner than that. But it is what it is.
Still can't believe I get to move my hands a bit all on my own.
Another kill for the Ezreal. Also, looking back here, I probably could have pushed the mid wave out as well before coming top. I ended up Wing here because I thought Aatrox was going to preemptively Q me. But that's not really how you should use Gwen's W. You should do it for more reactionary plays. I get danger ping, so I think, okay, Ezreal and Wei could be here, and then if I die, the game's kind of over. So even though I burnt a lot of resources for no kill, it's better that I just don't die with this bounty. And as we see, Xin Zhao was up here, Ezreal walked from his topside jungle. That tells me that Ezreal was also looking up here, so it was a very good thing that Braum pinged me, and I backed up. I'll still never forget that Braum thought Diana started that first dragon, though, but, you know, who's remembering that other than me? Alright, Shadowflame here. I end up going for the Dark Seal here, because I understand that the way this game is going, I need to be the carry. I need to get as much damage as possible. I need to one-shot this Ezreal. My ult ends up coming up right as dragon spawn, so I make sure I ping my team and I let them know that we win this dragon no matter what. There's nothing the enemy team can do in this situation. We see Aatrox top as well. So even if he gets this tower and TPs, he's going to be late to this fight. We're going to have the dragon already. And yeah, he's TPing, but just look. Xin Zhao walks up because he's like, oh, we need to trade something for this dragon being killed, but there's just nothing they can really do to me. I end up tunnel visioning on the Tristana, so I don't get an assist or a kill on that Aatrox, but that's totally fine. Me and Yas end up rotating up to the mid wave. I see his Raptors are up though, so I want to take those while Yasuo pushes out mid. Never try to split resources with your team. Always get resources that are solo. And Yasuo, realizing that, goes top lane for me, so I can push this wave out and get these two towers for basically free. Alright, and then right here, I blunder super hard. I throw Q, and at this point, I should be dead, but thankfully Tristana doesn't realize that my ult isn't up yet, because she could have just pressed W and E on me, I would be gone. There's nothing I can really do because I wasted my Q like that, but thankfully she didn't realize. I end up realizing I was blue trinketed. I run all the way to tier 2 tower, because if you guys look at the minimap right there, Tristana jumped over the wall, so she was hunting for me. Right now, my inventory is a little cluttered. I want to get a Zhonya's here eventually, but since I have the gold for it, I pick up the Magi's that only has 2 stacks. Right here, I see the Ezreal could potentially go down, so I'm rushing over there because I don't think my team has it. But somehow Braum Lucian get the kill on him. I'm still very shocked that that happened, like Ezreal positioning there and those two being able to lock him down long enough for Lucian to get the kill. We're just going to clear out mid here. My team's worried about a potential Baron. I just blue trinket it to try to say, like, it's fine, guys. There's no way they could do this. They try looking on my Yasuo here, and at first I thought they didn't know I was there. But you saw them kill, like, the 20-minute Scuttle Crab, so they had vision on me. And they just chose to still commit to the Yasuo. They could have 100% backed off, but they were like, nah, we got this. And because of that, we got the Baron, which is just massive for us. Braum flashes away from Baron. We won't talk about it. My Diana misses the smite, and Ezreal almost times the steal. Right here, just another wave. I end up realizing my inventory is too cluttered to hold on to the control ward. I end up holding tab here and also realize that my damage is so accelerated that heal cut doesn't matter, because if I'm hitting the opponent, they're already dead. So heal cut does nothing into the Xin Zhao, it does nothing into the Aatrox. Ezreal's not healing this game. Tristana Fleet Footwork isn't really gonna heal all that much to begin with, so there's just no reason for me to pick up heal cut this game. And just look at that damage. Like, Aatrox could have pressed R for an extra 500 HP, and it just doesn't matter. So, me not getting the heal cut there, I feel like is a very, very smart play. And you guys should definitely do that if you're this far ahead. Obviously, if you're even against Aatrox and Swain and other healed champs like that, it's like, yeah, you definitely want the Oblivion Orb. But there's a certain cutoff point to where it's like, is this really gonna matter?
The wind at my back feels so good. I can't lose this. I won't.
Alright, right here I'm thinking about resetting, but I realize I'm 250 off of the Zanya's, which would be a massive amount of AP into my pocket. I end up respecting the Tristana because I just don't know where anyone was. I see the Xin there, so... And then the Ez and Aatrox are there. But as much as I really think I could 1v2 them, I didn't know it would only be a 1v2. I was potentially thinking of them trying to 1v4 me. Xin Zhao gets caught out there for basically free. And that's another dragon for us whenever it spawns. And then remember, never share resources. So it's like, I could assist my team on this dragon, save probably like 10 seconds or so on it. But why would I do that when I'm the carry of this game? I can pick up an extra cannon wave, reset, get my Zanyas, run immediately top, activate the Cash App again. Or not Cash App, Cash Back. And I believe that just said like 600-ish gold, 700-ish.
Than a dream. It's real. And I won't have
Yasuo ends up trying to look for the Aatrox. He's not there. I believe he went into Tribush and then he walked around the Yasuo. And that was just poor timing. But remember, here I'm just letting Yasuo take the wave for himself. I'm picking up Krugs because they're just isolated. Diana's not really going to show up there for a long time. And then here, once I have nothing to do, that's when I go and leech resources. So right here, I see a potential Aatrox kill. The second I saw him throw all Qs on that Yasuo, I knew it was just over for him. And then Ezreal just doesn't have the DPS to kill me through Zanya's and Steel Caps, even if he lands everything. And then here I just want to reset a little bit more power. I thought I had enough for a Large Rod and Sorcery Pot, but it was just enough for a Large Rod, which is still really good. But I would have just done way more damage to this upcoming tower. And if you guys notice, my ult CD is perfectly timed to the Aatrox respawn timer. So he has no clue that my ult's ready at this point. And this is only 4 out of 5 stacks, by the way, because we never kill. We haven't killed Ezreal yet. We haven't gotten assist on him either, so this can be even better. Just gonna absolutely chunk these guys. Tristana ends up trying to go for an all-in. She gets absolutely chunked. I realize, oh wait, I could have my first death of the game, so I'm gonna ghost out, just stall, make 3 come up for me, which then lets Yasuo come in, play cleanup crew. Meanwhile, my bot lane is playing a 3v2 with Diana. They get the double, they open up the bot lane, I open up top. Ez is too distracted, so I pick up the mid inhib as well, and Lucian just finishes off the Ez. And this game is just over at this point. This is just a very simple recall, run is 5 down mid, GG. But as you guys will see, my team does some very interesting things. Yeah, they start pinging the Baron. I will let you guys know, there's hardly ever a situation in League of Legends where when the enemy has 3 inhibitors down, that you would really do this. Like, my team's pinging, oh yeah, we need the Baron to end. It's like, no, you can just walk down mid. My Yasuo or someone is, like, angry. They're, like, typing in chat or something. I really wasn't paying attention to the chat that much. But here, decap, run it down mid. I try back pinging my team because it's like, there's no reason for this. Yes, there's not much the enemy team can do, but there's the smallest chance where Xin Zhao just flash smites the Baron, and then they stall the game for another few minutes. Like, this is just a very confusing Baron, and I hope you guys don't make calls like this when you see, like, the game should be over. They killed the wave that I wanted to end the game with. And if my team's there with me, they can't clear that minion wave out. Like, we would be in the lobby screen right now. It's not changing the outcome of this game, but every now and again, it will determine your games. This time it didn't, thankfully, but I just wanted to point that out so you guys recognize, like, there was a much easier and quicker way to end this game. But we get a nice little ulti to end off the game, and that will be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. The cashback is bugged on the end screen, but I went ahead and looked at it again. I believe it was like 873 gold around there to 900. And then you guys will see the rest of the end game stats right now. Hope you guys have a great day, night, whatever. Peace out.
Just like the good old times. Sweet, simple, and out of control.